Whenever there is a discussion over the best camera phones, you will always find the Google Pixel phones being mentioned. That is not a surprise because the camera is one of the main highlights of the Google Pixel phones. It is interesting that from the Google Pixel 2 to the Google Pixel 5, the company used the same camera sensor and still those phones were among the best phones for photos. But in 2021, Google brought some significant upgrades to the Pixel series. The Google Pixel 6 series was the first to feature the company's Tensor chipset, had a new design and also new camera hardware. Gone was the 12-megapixel Sony IMX363 sensor from the primary camera and it was replaced with the 50-megapixel Samsung GN1 sensor. The Google Pixel 6 Pro also had a periscope camera with a 48-megapixel sensor. The last year's Google Pixel 7 series had a similar camera setup, so there was a 50-megapixel GN1 sensor for the primary camera on both the phones. But things are going to change this year because the Google Pixel 8 series is getting an upgraded camera hardware. According to a report by Android Authority, the Google Pixel 8 and Pixel 8 Pro are getting some big camera upgrades. So in this video, let us talk about all of that. The biggest upgrade this year will be in the primary camera. It is still a 50-megapixel sensor, but instead of the Samsung GN1 sensor, the Pixel 8 series has a Samsung GN2 sensor. The Samsung GN2 sensor is larger than the GN1 and also has a larger individual pixel size, resulting in up to 35% more light gathering ability. The Samsung GN2 sensor also supports 8K video recording at up to 30 FPS. And if you do not know, the Google Tensor G3 chipset supports 8K 30 FPS video recording. This means we may finally see Google Pixel phones supporting 8K video recording. The Samsung GN2 sensor also features the Samsung's most advanced autofocusing technology called the Dual Pixel Pro. So this should offer fast and more accurate autofocus in difficult conditions such as low light scenarios or fast moving objects. And as for the ultrawide camera, the Google Pixel 8 Pro is getting a new 64-megapixel Sony IMX363 sensor, which is the same camera sensor that Pixel 7a has. Now compared to the 12-megapixel Sony IMX386 sensor on Pixel 7 Pro, the IMX787 is almost twice the size, and so the quality of ultrawide camera should be improved significantly this year. And regarding the field of view, all that we know is the zoom ratio is now 0.49x compared to 0.56x last year. Well, it is worth mentioning that all these ultra-wide camera upgrades are for the Google Pixel 8 Pro only because Pixel 8 is still getting the same Sony IMX386 sensor as the last year's Pixel 7. But Google has made the ultra-wide camera on the Pixel 8 slightly wider this year. The zoom ratio is 0.55x compared to 0.67x. The third camera on the Google Pixel 8 Pro is the same as last year, that is a 48-megapixel Samsung GM5 sensor with 5x optical zoom. And finally, Pixel 8 series has the same selfie camera as the Pixel 7 series, that is an 11-megapixel Samsung 3J1 sensor. In the Google Pixel 8 Pro this year, the company went for an upgraded time-of-flight sensor which should improve the autofocusing. Again, only the Pixel 8 Pro has this upgraded sensor and not the Pixel 8. And finally, the Google Pixel 8 Pro is also getting a thermometer sensor which will be used to measure the body temperature. It won't be of any use in photography, so while there were some rumors that the Pixel 8 Pro has a thermal camera, that is not the case. And well, those are the camera specifications of the Google Pixel 8 series. This year, the difference between the vanilla Pixel 8 and the Pixel 8 Pro is quite significant in terms of cameras. This was not the case in the previous Pixels, where the only major difference between the vanilla and the Pro model was the inclusion of a telephoto camera on the Pro model. But this year, the Pixel 8 Pro not just has one more camera than the Pixel 8, but also has a better ultrawide camera, better time-of-flight sensor, better autofocusing and even an extra thermometer sensor, which may eventually turn out to be a gimmick. Anyways, what do you think of the cameras on the Pixel 8 series? Do let me know via the comment section below, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.